Deputy Police Chief Patricia Ferguson. Residents are very concerned, obviously, about the upcoming weekend, given what transpired during the occupation of our city a few months ago. Les résidents sont inquiets et les souvenirs de l'occupation de notre ville sont encore frais. The Ottawa Police Service has developed an enhanced operational plan to manage the Rolling Thunder event this weekend. Police have established a motor vehicle exclusion zone, and protesters will not be allowed to drive into the downtown core as part of the demonstration this weekend. Extra resources from multiple police services, including the RCMP, the OPP, and the city's bylaw officers will manage public safety, assist with road closures, and enforce all criminal code, bylaws, and provincial highway traffic offenses. Police Services Board Chair El Shantiri has been in constant contact with the board and City Council, and I want to thank him for being here today to provide an update. Notre priorité continue d'être la sécurité de nos résidents pour s'assurer que la démonstration reste non violente. Our primary focus remains public safety and ensuring the protest is peaceful with minimal disruption to our residents and small businesses in the nation's capital. Ottawa Police Service is working with all stakeholders and has mobilized the resources needed to ensure that this is the case. The City and Ottawa Police are in contact with representatives of the business improvement areas, the BIAs, to keep them apprised of all plans and to address any concerns that they may have. We also encourage residents to continue to shop downtown, to continue to shop the Byward Market, to use public transit to get in and out of the downtown core. The City is also working with OPS to ensure that other events this weekend will go on as planned, including the very important CN Cycle for CHIO on Sunday. Nous travaillons pour soutenir les entreprises et les résidents d'Ottawa pour qu'ils puissent continuer avec leur occupation quotidienne. All measures are being taken to ensure residents can access the programs, services, and supports that the city has to offer, but residents can expect some disruptions and traffic delays this weekend. People certainly have the right to protest peacefully, and I want to emphasize that no illegal activity will be tolerated. We're stepping up enforcement, and there will be significant consequences for people who break the law. I know OPS, City Councillors, and City staff are working tirelessly, and I want to thank them for their service. I now ask Councillor El Shantiri, the Chair of the Police Services Board, to offer a few comments. Monsieur El Shantiri, s'il vous plaît. Merci.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and good morning, everyone. This weekend, we are expecting an event consistent of a convoy of bikers called Rolling Thunder. The Ottawa Police Service Board has received briefing from the services on the plans to manage this event and ensure public safety. The service and the board understand the hurt in our community. The right to protest will always be protected. The police and the city been clear that vehicle-based protest will not be allowed, and I support this decision. Councillors representing impact area have been regularly briefed on the process and our planning. The service has made it clear to the board and council and our community that its priority is ensuring the safety of all involved. People have the right to lawful and peaceful demonstrations, but they do not have the right to intimidate, threaten, or assault our community. The police service will have safety and security measures in place. I want to thank all the employees of the city partner, and members of the city services, members of the Ottawa Police Service, OPP, RCMP, and other municipal services who have been planning for this event and will be working through the weekend. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Président. Now over to Chief Steve Bell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you to the media for being here for this briefing on the operational plan we have in place to address the Rolling Thunder event. Throughout the planning of this event, we've worked hard to ensure that everyone knows what they can expect in the days ahead. We want to ensure media have the opportunity to ask questions about our preparation so we can get this information out to our community and out to event participants. We've heard the concerns from our community. Our plan is designed to address those concerns such as access to residential neighborhoods, noise, improper driving, parking, acts of hate or intolerance, and criminality. Your police service will not tolerate for unsafe or unlawful conditions that could lead to another unlawful protest. The right to lawful and peaceful demonstrations will always be protected by our service. The joint position of the City of Ottawa and the Ottawa Police is that no motor vehicle-based protest, rallies, or events will be allowed in the designated downtown core. This includes area near and around Parliament Hill and National War Memorial and applies to all demonstrations, rallies, and events. All organizers of the event this weekend have been advised of this. We have created an exclusion zone in the downtown area where no motor vehicles involved in any event, rally, protest, or demonstration are permitted inside that zone. However, the roads are not closed. Allowances will be made for local residents and businesses for traffic. The flow of pedestrians, cyclists, and public transit will continue throughout the operation. City barricades, heavy equipment, or police officers and police vehicles will be at various controlled access points surrounding the vehicle exclusion zone to filter lawful traffic onto and in and around those streets. We've already begun to execute this plan. This weekend, residents will see a large and sustained police and enforcement presence, including bylaw and parking enforcement. We've called in officers from the Ontario Provincial Police, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and other municipal police services to execute the plan. We thank all of those services and officers for their contribution. Controlled intersections, new no parking and no stopping areas, road closures, vehicle towing and ticketing will be part of the enforcement strategy to support public safety through the weekend. We've developed multiple contingencies, including traffic officers and quick response teams, and we'll be ready to provide an immediate police response to issues throughout the city. Organizers and participants will be held accountable for actions before, during, and after the event. For example, many of the individuals charged in the unlawful protest in February have conditions to not be in Ottawa. Those individuals must respect those conditions set out by the court. If those conditions are breached, those individuals will be arrested and charged. I'll now provide an overview of what we can expect to see through the weekend. The individuals associated with this event are expected to arrive on Friday, with many of the main activities occurring on Saturday. We're monitoring the numbers, and we know that organizers have said they expect up to 400 motorcycles. We expect that many of these individuals will be staying in downtown hotels. There are other sites these participants may visit, including a rural property on Eagleson Road and a church in Vanier. Any area where these participants gather will see increased police presence and possible traffic delays. The organizers have advised that the participants will depart the city on Sunday. A key feature of Rolling Thunder is a planned motorcycle rally on Saturday. Participants are expected to gather at a location on Coventry Road and wait until a number of participants have arrived before departing. At about 10:45 a.m., they plan to leave the Coventry Road area, riding north along the Vanier Parkway, turning onto Montreal Road, and merging onto Rideau Street. At Rideau Street, they will turn south onto Waller Street and then head onto the Mackenzie King Bridge. After crossing the bridge, they will turn south on Elgin Street and then east on Laurier Avenue West. Finally, they will turn onto Nicholas Street and merge onto Highway 417. There will be participants already in place on foot at the War Memorial for a small ceremony. There will be a heavy police presence in the area, backed up by barricades, heavy equipment, and tow trucks. The entire route has been designated as a no stopping and no parking area. Officers will be there to direct traffic and ensure the participants safely and expeditiously leave the area with as little impact as possible on residents. Throughout the week, I repeated that the focus of our plan is on public safety, maintaining the right to protest, and enforcing all applicable laws. We continue to monitor online and open source commentary relating to all events. Threatening or intimidating behaviors will be addressed with all appropriate enforcement actions. Investigative teams, including our hate crime unit, are in place, focused on gathering evidence and laying charges. The displaying of symbols of hate, like swastikas, will result in charges. The targeting of community events will result in a police and enforcement response. We've heard the community and take seriously the concerns raised. You will see that in all elements of our planning. It's also important we set context and expectations. We see a lot of conflict online over this event, much of it from people and groups behind keyboards far away who want to drive discord. I absolutely do not want to see this conflict on our streets this weekend. This is an open and peaceful city. Given the size of our jurisdiction, you will see people on motorcycles and individuals in the downtown core who have absolutely nothing to do with this event. We all need to be respectful of one another. It's my goal that the operation we have in place will reassure our residents and businesses and allow everyone to enjoy our community. We will continue to communicate with media and the public through our regular channels, including our website, social media, and our media relations officers. I will now turn it over to Deputy Chief Ferguson for a statement in French.
Merci, Chef.
Thank you, Chief.
Alors, je remercie les gens de médias de leur présence pour ce
To the
briefage.
media for being here today with this briefing.
Notre plan pour
Our
gérer la
plan to
manifestation
manage
Rolling Thunder
the Rolling
fut
Thunder
conçu en vue
protest
de répondre
was
à
designed
ces
to respond
inquiétudes
to
et
the
rapports
concerns
à l'accès aux quartiers résidentiels,
with regard
aux
to access
vacarmes,
to
aux
residential
chafards, au
neighborhoods,
stationnement, aux actes
parking,
haineux ou intolérants
noise,
à la criminalité.
and hate and
Votre service de
intolerance and
police ne
criminality.
permettrait pas les
Your
conditions
police
dangereuses
service
ou
will not
illégales
allow
qui
dangerous or
pourraient
illegal
entraîner
conditions that
une
could
autre manifestation illégitime.
bring about another illegitimate
Le droit de
protest.
manifester
The
légalement
right
et
to legally
pacifiquement sera
protest
toujours
peacefully
protégé par
will
notre
always be
service.
protected by our service.
Pour la fin de semaine, nous avons
For the
établi une
weekend,
zone
we have
d'exclusion de
established
véhicules dans le centre-ville.
Zone
Aucun véhicule à
for
moteur
vehicles in
impliqué dans un
downtown.
événement, soit
No
le rallye,
vehicle
un
involved
défilé, une manifestation,
in
ne sera
the
admis
protest
à l'intérieur de cette
will
zone.
be admitted inside this zone.
Cependant, les routes ne seront pas fermées.
However, the roads won't be
Des
closed.
dispositions seront prises pour permettre la
Measures will be
circulation
taken to
résidentielle
allow
et commerciale à
residential
l'échelle
and business
locale.
flow
Les
locally.
déplacements des piétons, des cyclistes
Pedestrians,
et du transport
cyclists,
collectif se
And
poursuivront
public
tout
transit
au
will
long de
continue
l'opération.
throughout the operation.
En fin de semaine, les
This
résidents vont
weekend,
constater
the residents
une
will
importante
note
présence policière,
Major police
ainsi que celle
presence,
d'agents de services de
as
règlement
well
municipaux
as
et de stationnement.
municipal agents and parking.
Nous avons fait appel à des agents
We have called
des agents
on
de la PPO, de la
agents from the
GRC et
OPP,
d'autres
the RCMP,
municipalités
and other
pour mettre le
municipalities
plan à l'exécution.
to help
Nous
execute the
remercions
plan.
ces services de
We
leur apport
thank those police
cet effort.
departments for their effort.
Des agents seront là pour gérer la
Agents
circulation
will be
et faire
there
en
to
sorte
manage
que les
traffic
participants puissent
and
quitter
make sure
le secteur
that
rapidement et
protest participants can
sécuritairement
leave
leur
quickly and
passage,
safely
affectant le moins possible les
with the
visiteurs.
least amount of impact on residents.
Nous avons entendu la collectivité
We
et nous
heard
prenons au sérieux
the
les
people,
inquiétudes
the residents, and we take
qu'elle a soulevées.
their
Vous pourrez
concerns
le constater
seriously.
dans notre planification.
And you'll see that in our plan.
Nous allons continuer à communiquer
We will
pendant
continue
la fin de semaine avec les médias
communicate
et
over the
avec
weekend
le
with the media
public
and the
par les
public
voies habituelles,
through
dont
the
notre
usual
site web,
channels,
les médias
our
sociaux
website,
et notre
social
bureau
media,
des relations avec les médias.
and our
Nous
media
sommes bien
relations
disposés
office.
à répondre à vos questions.
And now we're ready to take your questions.
Everyone will now begin today's media availability. My name is Kendra Titley and I will be your moderator. Je m'appelle Kendra Titley et je serai l'animatrice de ce point de presse. As time is limited, we ask that questions relate to the Rolling Thunder event only. You may ask one question with one follow-up. Par ordre alphabétique, j'invite maintenant chaque organisme à poser une question et une question de suivi.
I think we might
question,
want
one
to check the
follow-up, please.
microphone. It's not working. The
Nous allons
mask.
maintenant à Yannick Saint-Denis, 104.7.
Bonjour. Combien de policiers seront
many
déployés cette fin de semaine sur le terrain?
Officers will be
Et
deployed on
également,
the
combien
territory
sont en
this
attente?
weekend?
Combien
And how
stand-by?
many are on
Est-ce qu'on a déjà
standby?
des coûts reliés à tout ça?
And what are the costs related to all this?
Nous ne sommes pas dans l'habitude de donner
We're not in the habit
les exacts numéros
of giving
des agents
exact
qui seront ici
numbers
en
for
ville.
the
Mais je
officers
peux
that'll
vous
be
dire
here
que
in
nous
the
avons
city.
l'appui des
But I
centaines
can say that we have the support
d'agents
of
d'autres
hundreds
services de
of
police
officers from other police
province et
services
puis de
in
la
the
GRC.
province and the RCMP.
pour deuxième question.
For the second question,
Comment on va laisser les routes ouvertes? Donc, les rues sont ouvertes.
the roads will be
Comment
open, the
est-ce qu'on va
streets.
différencier peut-être les
How can you tell the
manifestants, les
difference
non-manifestants, de
protesters
comment
from
est-ce qu'on va
others,
fonctionner pour faire la différence? Et si je comprends bien,
non-protesters?
les règlements de
If
stationnement
I
sont
understand, parking rules are
Absolument. Alors,
tightened up
ça,
too?
nous avions des agents
Yes, absolutely.
qui
We
sont
have
placés
officers
dans
that are
la zone
placed
interdite de circulation.
within the forbidden
Et puis, il y aura
traffic
aussi
zone.
des agents qui seront capables de
we have
gérer la
officers
situation, de
able
savoir si c'est quelqu'un
to
qui
manage
reste dans, soit si c'est un
situation,
résident, ou
to
quelqu'un qui a
differentiate
droit
a protester
passer.
or a resident or someone who
Et
has
puis
the right to pass.
ce sera vraiment les agents
And
eux-mêmes
it'll
qui
be
feront
the
la décision sur
officers who will
certaines
make
routes. Mais
decisions
nous avions
on
une
certain
route qui est
streets,
bien
but we
délimitée
have a
et puis qui
very
sera gérée
defined
avec
route
des
which will be managed
camions
with
lourds ou des barrières.
heavy trucks and barriers.
Thank you very much. We'll now go to Joe Tooney at CBC Ottawa.
Thank you. And can I get answers in French and English, if possible? Given how unruly the previous protests got, I'm just kind of curious, do you really expect people to leave their vehicles outside of the exclusion zone?
So we've been clear all week, the expectations from a policing service, the expectations that our community has set for people attending. We have plans in place that will look at the eventuality that people do not, or the circumstance that people don't follow our directions. And we have a plan and a policing response that will ensure safety on our streets as we move through the weekend.
Can I get that in French as well?
Sure, yeah. Alors, pendant la semaine, nous avions développé un plan
through the
qui
weekend, we have
aura des
developed a
contingences
plan
pour
with contingencies for
interdire s'il y a du monde qui ne
To-
suit pas les règlements qui sont en place ou la route qui est
for
en
those
place.
who don't
Nous sommes
follow
préparés
the
pour,
route that has been
ces
established,
actions, si ça
we're
se
ready
passe.
for any action if that happens.
As my follow-up, again, if you don't mind answering in both languages, will that vehicle exclusion zone come into conflict with plans of residents to park on the street to stop others from doing so, kind of feeling they need to take action into their own hands?
So we've developed a plan that looks at maintaining public safety within across the city and focuses on limiting traffic, limiting access to only people that have lawful reasons to be in those certain areas. We will have police officers deployed to execute that plan in numbers that we feel are sufficient to keep and maintain public safety. We would ask residents to allow us to execute our plan, allow us to keep those streets safe, and if they do have concerns, approach a police officer or call our police center so that we can actually respond to unsafe circumstances that they see and not have them intervene on their own.
Notre plan prend en
Our
tient
plan
le fait que
takes into account the fact that
l'exclusion peut-être
the exclusion,
il y aura des implications pour nos résidents.
there will be
Mais nous
implications
tenons
for our
à
residents, but
demander aux
we
résidents
intend to ask residents
de nous appeler s'il y a
to call
une
us
des
if they
actions
see
dans leur
actions
communauté,
in their
et
communities
puis de nous aviser
and advise
avant de
us
prendre ça dans leurs mains.
before they take it in their
Mais
own
nous
hands.
travaillons très proche avec
But we're
nos
working very
partenaires
closely
avec,
with our
les
partners
enforcements, bylaw,
and
et puis,
bylaw
nous tenons
enforcement.
à enforcer les lois en
And we
place.
will enforce the laws that are in
Thank you
place.
very much. We'll now go to Chris Curris at City News Ottawa.
Thank you. We saw everything that happened during the first Freedom Convoy a few months ago. Is this weekend and this proactive approach really about rebuilding that trust within the community who were very frustrated at maybe the inaction of the Ottawa police at points?
So the goal of this weekend is to maintain community safety and public safety on our streets as this event unrolls. We do know that there's been a fracture in trust between our community and the police service as an outcome of the occupation in February. One of the things we've been very focused on through this is making sure that we listen to and hear our community's concerns about these events and roll out a plan that takes those into account. We believe that's what we've developed. So our hope is, and we will continue to work towards it, but that we start to rebuild that that trust with our community because it's vitally important to us as a police service.
And you mentioned about 400 motorcycles are expected here. That's your estimation. Do we have a potential number of people who might be walking here or driving here, a kind of a wider estimate of how many people you might expect this weekend?
So we continue to gather information around it. The organizers have indicated that they will have approximately 500 participants on motorcycles attending. We don't have exact numbers or aren't providing estimates around people, pedestrians beyond that. What I can tell you is that we have developed a plan that looks at managing community safety around the numbers that we do anticipate could attend.
Thank you very much. We'll now go to Glenn McGregor at CTV National News.
Thank you. Question for Chief Bell. The War Memorial is obviously, excuse me, a focus of for some of the people in Rolling Thunder. It's been 3 months since a woman danced on the tomb of the unknown soldier there. You had video, you had images from that you released publicly. But as far as I know, you haven't made an arrest in relation to this. Do you have a suspect, or have you stopped the investigation? What's happening with that?
So I'm actually going to turn that over to Deputy Chief Ferguson.
Thank you for the question. That woman has been identified, and I believe charges are pending, if not already laid.
Will you release her name? Just as a follow-up.
I don't have that on me right now, but
Okay. Okay. And just a follow-up question. The Emergencies Act has been revoked. There's no more states of emergency, provincially or municipally enforced. What legal tools do you have now to police this that you didn't have available when the last protest began at the end of January?
So we don't necessarily have different legal remedies that are in place now that were in place prior to the convoy. One of the things I think that's important for us to recognize is through the convoy, we learned a lot, and our community style expectations are somewhat different now. In the city of Ottawa, we've had many rolling vehicle-based protest rallies and demonstrations in the past that have been successfully managed. The convoy and the fallout of the convoy and the occupation of our streets has changed our community expectations, changed public expectations, and our policing response to these types of events. So what you're seeing is us take a much more proactive stance in terms of how we manage people in and around that downtown core while we work with our city partners to establish what are the right areas to actually manage and control, and listen to our community and public in terms of their expectations on how rallies, demonstrations, and protests roll out in our streets.
Thank you very much. We'll now go to Natalie Van Roy at CTV Ottawa.
Good morning, Chief. How are you going to prevent protesters from gathering in the exclusion zone if they are staying at hotels within that area?
So I think it's a really important question, and I think it's something that we've been clear on through the week. We aren't going to prevent protesters from attending the nation's capital to have their voices heard. Our responsibility as a policing organization is to support the Charter and support people's democratic right to protest. What we are doing is we're taking steps to make sure that there isn't vehicles in certain areas while we manage foot-based protests in and around exclusion zones. So there will be no us prohibiting people from accessing the downtown core to protest. It needs to be orderly. It needs to be lawful. We will be there to ensure community safety around those areas, but there will be no elimination of protests over the weekend.
And what will the follow-up plan be if protesters don't leave by Sunday?
So we have plans in place to make sure that we are managing people coming into the city, vehicles in and around the exclusionary zone, and our plans include how we manage them when they arrive, how we manage them while they're here, and then how we facilitate them exiting. So that has all been part of the operational planning that we've developed.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Jillian Piper at Global News.
Hello. The exclusion zone currently doesn't include many of the residential areas that were tormented by the Freedom Convoy for weeks on end. Why not block off vehicle access to the same zone used last time?
So I'm going to apologize. I couldn't hear the question.
No problem. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can, absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. The exclusion zone currently doesn't include many of the residential areas that were tormented by the Freedom Convoy last time. Why not block off vehicle access to the same zone used last time?
So we have created both a zone in the inner core that has no vehicle access, and then an exclusionary zone outside of that area that goes basically from Bronson to the canal up to Laurier Avenue. Beyond that, we are working with city partners to establish no parking, no stopping restriction zones, as well as have a plan in place that will see an increased deployment of police resources in and around those areas to ensure the community has the perception and feeling of public safety and access to police members to be able to proactively and reactively respond to any sort of disruption that could occur in those areas. So that community concern has been front and center in all of our planning through our response to this event.
Sure, and a follow-up. So you mentioned that people who have hate symbols will be charged, but what's being done to proactively sort of prevent hate in the city or support those who are exposed to hate this weekend?
So we in Ottawa have a hate crime unit that's been actively working with community and messaging out the fact that there won't be any tolerance for that. Those teams are ready and struck up for the weekend to be responsive to anything that occur. We've been briefing all of our members around a zero tolerance approach to this, and anything that we see, are aware of, alerted to, we will respond to and look at appropriate charges around.
Thank you very much. Next, we have John Willing of the Ottawa Citizen.
Good morning. Chief Bell, is the muster point on Coventry, I suspect, at the mall, I guess I say Saint Laurent Shopping Center, do you expect that to be turned into an all-weekend encampment, kind of a headquarters for the rally, or do you expect them just to leave that muster point and be done with it for the weekend?
So we haven't identified any muster point. We aren't engaging in any sort of coordination of the event. The information that we have is that organizers are planning to muster in and around that area. That will be something that will need to be considered between the organizers and the private property owner. We will be present and available to any private property owners, as well as present to ensure that there is no sort of encampment, no sort of longer-term staging for anyone in an area. We've been really clear. We're not going to tolerate any sort of unlawful activity that indicates any sort of longer-term occupation of any area of our city. We will be very responsive and very proactive in identifying and dismantling any sort of circumstances like that.
Thanks, Chief. Follow-up. Do you expect the rally event on Saturday on the Hill to last into the evening, kind of like, I don't know what kind of intel you've heard about, but will participants be on Wellington all night? Do they plan to be there until the early hours of the morning? What are you hearing? What do you expect from that demonstration on Saturday night?
So what I expect is lawful behavior in our streets, people that are adhering to our laws and being respectful to our communities and the people that live in this city. We've developed a plan that starts today and will run through 24 hours a day until the end of this event. We anticipate that will be on Sunday, and we will continue to work with organizers to make sure they understand our position. We'll work with participants and anyone that attends to make clear the expectation that they act in a respectful and lawful way in and around our streets.
Thank you very much. Nous allons maintenant à Frédéric Pépin, à Radio-Canada.
Next question.
Bonjour, hello. I'm going to ask my question in English to you, Mr. Bell, and if I can have an answer in French afterwards. So you have already given us a clear indication on that zone, the exclusion zone. But now today you're confirming to us that the bikers will go right through that exclusion zone for that rally going down Elgin Street, right, and coming through a Byward Market on Rideau. So, and we know that a lot of those protesters are, or some of them are veterans, and they might want to stop near the monument. And you said that they can't stop. So how You know, in the context that you're letting them go through this zone, how are you going to make sure that they respect those rules?
So we have, like I've said, we have a plan that we've developed, and it is a fulsome plan. The route that we've identified takes them, skirts around the exclusionary zone, does not take them into the exclusionary zone, but is also a route that has been indicated and designated by the city as a no parking and no stopping zone. So if there is anybody that parks or stops along that route, we have enforcement avenues that we can take. My hope is, my expectation is, people will follow the route. They will be respectful and lawful, and we won't have to execute the plans that we have developed.
Alors, nous anticipons notre plan
We
que
expect
le défilé va accoter
in our plan
le zone
that
exclusionnaire.
the protesters will
Nous avons un
skirt,
plan en
the
place
demonstration will
avec
skirt
notre
the exclusion
partenaire de la
zone, but
ville.
with our city
Nous
partners,
avons installé des
we've
pancartes pour dire que c'est une zone
set
où
up
il n'y a pas
signs
d'arrêt
to
ou pas
say,
de stationnement dans cette zone-là. Et nous
because
sommes
there's no
préparés
stopping
avec
and no
soit,
parking zone,
nos agents ou
and with our agents or
remorquages en place
tow
pour
trucks in place
actionner s'il y a des personnes qui
to act
choisissent
if people choose not
sur la route.
if people choose to
Ne
stop
nous
along the
attendons
route.
pas à ça.
But we don't expect that.
Une question pour vous, Monsieur le
A
maire.
question for you, Mr.
On sait qu'il y a
Mayor.
une manifestation qui se prépare ou qui a
We know a
lieu
protest
présentement devant l'hôtel de ville des résidents
is currently
qui sont
occurring in front
mécontents
of
de
the
plusieurs choses, entre autres la façon dont
City Hall.
on s'attend ou ça pourrait être géré.
But how
Il y a
can
beaucoup
this
de
be
frustration,
managed?
vous devez
There's a
le
lot
sentir
of
vous-même, Monsieur le
frustration.
maire. Alors,
You said
quel est
so
le message que
yourself.
vous envoyez
So
à
what
la
message are you
population
sending to
dans
the
le
public
contexte où on sait vraiment
in
pas
a
ce qui va se
context
passer
where
en
we
fin de semaine?
really don't know what's
Alors,
going to
j'aimerais
happen
avoir
this
your answer in
weekend?
English as well, at the end.
Oui, j'aimerais comprendre qu'il y a beaucoup de frustration.
Oh, I understand. There's a lot of frustration
En février, c'est très,
because
vraiment difficile pour les résidents,
the February protest was really hard for business residents in the entire city of Ottawa and all its citizens. So this is why I told yesterday the councillors we're in a better position with this weekend's protest. We're working with the City of Ottawa, the police service, RCMP, OPP, and I have more confidence with this situation to convince the public that
nous entendons leur frustration.
we hear their frustration, and
mon but et le but de mes collègues du conseil est d'améliorer la
and
situation.
the goal of the council is to improve the situation, to gain more trust, not only with politicians, but with the city, the public service, and the police service.
Obviously, are very frustrated from the last protest that was brutal on so many people's lives, particularly those living in the downtown core, as well as center town and the Byward Market. So I feel much more confident today with the plan in place and the preparatory work that's been undertaken by the police and our different departments to help slowly but surely regain the confidence of the public that when these kinds of events happen on a go-forward basis, and they will, we're better prepared to deal with it firmly but fairly to ensure that our city continues to be a welcoming city and we're not plagued by these individuals who come here to do harm and at the same time are costing both our businesses large amounts of money as well as taxpayers significant amount of money to bring peace, order and stability to our city. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. Nous
Thank you
allons
very much.
maintenant à Amanda Poisson à TVA Nouvelles.
Next question.
Bonjour, ma première question, c'est pour Monsieur
My
le
first
maire. Vous parlez beaucoup
question's for
de
the mayor.
confiance, surtout même avec la manifestation de février. Vous avez réitéré votre confiance, même quand je pense que tout le monde a réalisé qu'il y avait une perte de contrôle là, quand même. avec
Even
la
though there was a
manifestation.
loss of control at the last
Êtes-vous
protest,
satisfait
you
de tous les
reiterated your
changements qui ont été
confidence,
apportés,
but
le nouveau chef de police, la
are
stratégie
you
aussi?
content? Are
Il a
you happy
vraiment
with
fallu
all the
cette
changes?
manifestation-là,
With the
qui a
new
été quand même
chief?
un échec là, du côté du service de police pour
It
qu'aujourd'hui
was
on soit
because
prêt
that
pour cette en fin de
protest
semaine?
was a failure for the police.
Nous avons un nouveau président du conseil d'administration du service de police, un
We
nouveau
have
chef de
a
police.
new leader for the police
et comme j'ai dit,
commission and a new chief chief of police, and as I said in my speech to council yesterday, I have great faith in Mr. Bell and his team, and we're in a better position to protect and help citizens of the City of Ottawa. It's not possible to assure you that there will be no problems this weekend. That's impossible. Nobody can see the future. But certainly, as Mr. Bell said, we have a plan. And I think we have more time to make this plan, because there was not much time to make a plan in February. Because we only knew 5 or 6 days ahead of time. We knew this protest, but that might happen 3 weeks ago. So that gave us time to work with the RCMP, the OPP, to get their support. Because it's impossible to control the situation only with OPS officers. Are you in contact with the organizers because you say you have information about this weekend? Thank you for the question. Yes, we are in contact with some of the organizers of this weekend. We usually open communication. Our police liaison team is in regular contact with the Rolling Thunder organizers, but we're aware that there are other people that are involved and who are planning something here. We always speak with organizers so that we can establish safety and also to transmit our expectations.
Thank you very much. This concludes our media availability today. Cela conclut le point de presse aujourd'hui. Thank you very much.